What do you do when you're working on yourself to feel better and it's actually working, but people are bringing you down? I've been getting this question over and over and over again, and today I'm going to answer it. Hey, it's Heather Chauvin, wife, mother of 3 boys, former social worker, breadwinner, recovering hustler, and stage 4 cancer survivor. I'm not a fan of that term, by the way. Beyond all of these titles and labels, I'm a human being, just like you, attempting to navigate it all while feeling good. My goal on this podcast is to show you that you can live an energized, sustainable life, both at home and in your work. It doesn't matter if you stay at home full-time, if you work from home, you're a CEO, a successful business owner, or trying to find some inspiration. On this show, I attempt to keep it real with stories, interviews, and random thoughts. This is not a business or career podcast, and it's not a parenting podcast. It's both and so much more. You will laugh. You may even cry, and you may even get a little frustrated with the truth you've been hiding from yourself. I believe all human behavior is a language, whether it's through your child's behavior, your health, or a relationship. And when we learn to listen instead of react, we begin to understand what it truly means to feel alive and in control. It's time to put your big girl pants on and find your brave. Let's go. All right, everyone. Welcome back to the show. You know who I am. I'm Heather. And I have an announcement. I have multiple announcements, but I'm really excited about today's topic because I have been working inside of my mastery coaching program, my mastery business coaching program, my Soul Elite ladies. Oh man, my DMs on Instagram, the text messages that you send me, which you can text me, by the way, 313-710-5199, 313-710-5199. So people are saying, Heather, this is great. I've been working on personal development. Your podcast inspires me, and I know how I want to feel. But how do I keep that feeling when my children, my partner, employees, media, the world, COVID, pandemic are bringing me down? Okay, I get you. And I am also not going to mask this with bullshit. I'm not going to pretend that it's all kitty cats and rainbows and you just have to think high vibe, because I do not believe in that at all. I have a background in social work, mental health. I love emotional intelligence. I have had stage 4 cancer. I have been, in fetal position on the bathroom floor thinking I'm going to die. I have had, people die very close to me who have lost their lives to addiction. I have had to raise a child as a teenager. I'm telling you right now, I always find it very intriguing how people can go through horrible situations, and come out the other side and say, I choose joy. I choose joy. It blows my mind. And I always ask myself, what is unique about those people? So the one thing I want to say to you is, it's not about, I'm going to give you strategy, I'm going to talk, whatever, but it's not about saying, how do I get over this? Or how do I not let them affect you? Okay? It's not about being positive all the time. It's actually not about feeling good all the time. It's about honoring how you actually feel from that person's interaction, but also what are you going to do about it? And before I forget, I forgot to make this announcement at the beginning, and I'll make it at the end as well. I've decided on December 21st, which is actually the winter solstice as well, I'm going to be doing a holiday meetup. This is not a master class. There's no training. We're actually just going to all meet on Zoom together. And my intention is I just want you to feel good. I want you to leave feeling good, and I'm going to set the tone for expectations of that. And it's not about rah-rah and me being a motivational speaker and all of this. It's really about like, how do you want to feel? You know, what worked well this year? We're going to get you into breakout rooms, and it's free. It's my Christmas gift to you. It's my holiday gift to you. You can just register. So if you go to heatherchauvin.com/holiday, HOLIDAY, holiday, heatherchauvin.com/holiday, and just show up. It will automatically email you the Zoom link. There is no recording. This is just live and in person. And just register, show up, bring a drink, pajamas, no pajamas, I don't care. Just wear clothes. But it's really about a community event. I want all my podcast listeners to get together, my current clients, my past clients. It's really just about the Mom is in Control community coming together and just embodying this energy. And I truly believe in the magic of that. So there's that, heatherchauvin.com/holiday, happening on December 21st. Absolutely no recording or replay available. Okay. So how do you show up every single day anchored in how you want to feel? First of all, you need to know how you want to feel, your vision, right? Know how you want to feel. Second, know what actions get you there. So this is about vision planning. This is about energetic time management. You hear me talk about this all the time. I teach this in my programs, and I'm also going to be teaching this in the Courageous Rewrite, which will be launching in January. But energetic time management, if you're not familiar, is about aligning your time, managing your energy, not your time. Okay. So everything that I teach is, hello, we know there's a pandemic. Hello, we know that we're spending more time with our children. We know that our children are struggling in the pandemic. We know that crisis has happened. Some people have lost jobs. Some people have died. Some people have gotten sick. Maybe the fear of getting sick, maybe the fear of disconnect, isolation, like so much going on, right? So how do we get back to that anchor feeling? So I always say what wasn't sustainable is now coming to the surface. And so it's being amplified. So when people are like, I'm in so much discomfort or so much pain, I'm like, you were actually in pain previous to this, but it was mild and you just let it go. You had a high tolerance for pain. And now that it's exploded in your face, you are like, shit, I need to pay attention to this. So number one, get your anchor feeling. What I mean by that is right now, I love to feel alive. I love to feel energized. I love to feel connected. Okay. Now, when I'm doing my energetic time management process, I'm asking myself, are my actions in alignment with how I want to feel? So there are some strategic actions that I put on my calendar. But example, if I have to sit on the computer all day and I'm feeling grumpy or I'm feeling off, I'm asking myself throughout the day, how do I want to feel? How do I want to feel? And it might be something as simple as just getting up and going for a 5-minute walk outside, or getting a glass of water, or, who can I text for a little, pick me up? Or, am I putting pressure on myself? Can I take the pressure off? Like, there's just so much that happens during this process. So once you've mastered energetic time management, and you're stepping into, and this is kind of, I'm pertaining this to people who are like, okay, Heather, I'm feeling good. I'm creating that momentum, but how do I not let the outside energy come in? Here's the key. Okay. I want you to visualize you standing, or actually, let's pretend you're at a dinner and there's you and a whole bunch of other people at this dinner. And your plate is clean. It's a beautiful white plate. Nothing is on it. Okay? And there's about 6 people at this dinner. And I want you to visualize these 6 people. It could, like, you know who they are in your life. These are people that just constantly project their shit onto you. And maybe one of those people is like media or someone that you don't know, right? But if you can put a name or a face to these 6 people, just do that. And I want you to visualize these people walking up to you while you're sitting at the table, and they're literally just scraping their leftovers on your plate. And all 6 people do this. Your plate was empty. It was clean. Meaning you were aligned. You felt good. You were doing what you were supposed to do. You cleaned your plate, right? You're like, I'm good. I took responsibility for my plate. I cleaned my plate. That's a food rule, but I digress. This is just a point of a story. You did what you needed to do with your plate. You were minding your own business. All right. And then these little assholes walked over, put their scraps on your plate, and were like, solve my problems for me. This is what happens when people do not have emotional intelligence skills. When people do not have self-awareness and mindfulness and understand how their energy affects other people. Now, I would probably say 1% of the population actually has these skills, which is kind of my mission to teach parents these skills so that we can teach our children these skills and we can literally change the next generation. Now, here you are. Now, everybody's plates aren't actually empty, right? Because they still got shit on their plate, but they decided, this is so uncomfortable. I don't know how to manage my own overwhelm with society. I don't know how to manage my own fear or my anxiety, so I'm going to give you some of my anxiety. So what these people are actually doing is they're so uncomfortable with their own emotions, they're projecting it onto you, almost like they just puked all over you, literally. We're not going to visualize that, but they literally put their shit, their emotional shit on your plate. Now, are you ready for this? What do you decide to do with the food that's on your plate? Do you eat it or do you throw it away? Or do you get up, walk over to every single person and put their food back on their plate? I want you to think of this as a metaphor for life. When people project their shit onto you, their energy, where you're saying, Heather, I'm doing the work that I need to do, but how do I not let other people affect me? How do you respond? You're giving your power away somewhere. You're pretending that you don't know how to solve this problem. These people are teaching you. You've let a boundary slip. Interesting. There's something in your bubble. There's a trigger. They've triggered you, right? They might say, oh, must be nice. Boom, they triggered you. Fear of judgment. Oh, why are you doing that? Fear of rejection. Oh, fear of not fitting in. Whatever it is, if they've triggered you or you've taken on their energy, there was a wound that was open, a little gaping hole inside of you, and you let it in. Now, I'm not talking about perfection here. We are human. We are affected by each other's energy. So I will always advocate for treat others as you would like to be treated. Become the energy that you want other people to treat you. What do I mean by that? So oftentimes sometimes I get passive-aggressive comments from women around why they can't do certain things that I teach. And I'm totally fine with that. I'm like, this is my life. This is what's worked for me. This is what worked for my clients. But they're angry. They're angry at me, right? But they're not angry at me. They're angry at somebody else in their life, and they're projecting it onto me in a DM, in a comment, in a nasty email, in a passive-aggressive tone when they, get on an intro call with somebody on my team. And I was like, we don't take that energy. I don't tolerate it. I will not allow passive-aggressive, judgmental, mean humans in my community. So when I feel that energy coming off of somebody else, one, I understand that they need love because hurt people hurt people. And I know that there's opportunity for healing there, and I know that there's opportunity for growth there, but I won't personally tolerate it. So if somebody wants to be passive aggressive, or somebody wants to spill their energy onto you, their anger, their anxiety, their fear, their frustration, because they don't know how to manage it, you get to choose. Is that shit going to sit on your plate, or are you going to give it back to them? Because I will say to people, it sounds like you have something you need to work through. It sounds like you actually don't want to be a part of this community. Thank you so much for sharing your opinion. Delete, block, unsubscribe. Now, what happens when this is your family? Delete, block, unsubscribe. When people are closer to you and they hurt you with their energy, every single time that they do that to you and they trigger you, you get an opportunity to say, am I going to scrape this shit off the plate? And you may fail 1,000 times because as a child, they made you feel small. Or maybe you didn't know them when you were a child, but they're triggering that wound, that little trauma inside of you. You get an opportunity to talk to that little child inside of you and say, you take your power back, you stand up, you dust off your knees, and you walk over there and scrape that shit back on their plate. So have those uncomfortable conversations. Don't avoid them. Hey, Susie, you're sitting next to me in the cubicle, and how are you doing today? Oh, I just want to let you know your haircut is beautiful. And every time you walk in here, I just wanted to say, you bring me joy. You bring me joy, and I'm just so grateful that you've been able to sit next to me. I don't know. You can either kill them with kindness, or you can call them out. Kill them with kindness or call them out. But when I'm killing somebody with kindness, I'm not doing it from a passive-aggressive place. I'm consciously coming from compassion. Because I understand that hurt people hurt people. And I understand the power of gratitude. So if I can look at somebody and say, secretly, you have hurt me. You have made me feel so heavy. You've projected so much anger and anxiety onto me. And I can process that myself in my own secret time. And then I can approach that person and I can say, I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful because every time you are in my energy field, every time you are in my presence, you teach me how to show up bigger, how to show up stronger, and how to be more resilient. You don't have to tell them this to their face, but focus on the gift of what they are giving you by projecting their negativity onto you. I think too often as people, we want to take the easy way out. And the easy way for us is to say, I'm doing all of this work. Why can't everybody else just change to make my life easier? I'll let you know when I figured that out. So I hope this was helpful, and I really want to know if this was helpful for you. So I have a few asks for you. If you're active on Instagram, I would so appreciate it if you could take a screenshot and tag me at @HeatherChauvin_, because every tag just helps somebody find me, find my message, and you never know the impact you're going to make just by showing up. So I really appreciate that. I'm also a human, so feel free to send me a message on Instagram. I will respond, and you can also text me 313-710-5199. I have boundaries. I'm not on these devices all the time, these apps, whatever. Send me things. I do my best to even acknowledge and like it. And what else do I want to say? Again, holiday event happening December 21st. It is Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. It is free. It's a meetup. I want you to feel energized. It's actually winter solstice as well. So I'm going to be having somebody coming in doing a short ceremony. And we're talking about letting go and stepping into what we desire. So I look forward to creating with you in 2021. If you want to join the December holiday meetup, it's free. heatherchauvin.com/holiday. All right, we got this. Let's make it easier.